What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. It's going to focus in on the Boston Bruins missing the playoffs and the, debacle this season was, and more importantly, moving forward, why there really isn't a whole lot of reasons to be optimistic. Priorities 1 through 100 for the Bruins has to be re-signing Dougie Hamilton this offseason. I mean, making sure he stays in the fold. I mean, at 21, he's really scratching the surface. He showed, amazing poise and confidence this year, and was one of the most improved players in the NHL, I thought. Now, there's still question marks throughout the roster. Obviously, Kyle Soderberg's unrestricted free agent at the end of the year. He's going to garner plenty of interest. I don't see the Bruins being able to re-sign him, which sucks, but it's the nature of the beast. And I think their core nucleus is still pretty good, but not what it was, even a year and a half ago, even last year. To be totally honest with you, but. You look at the rest of the Eastern Conference, the Bruins are in tough shape. Here's why. You got the 8 playoff teams in the East, and I don't see any one of those 8 going away anytime soon. And then the non-playoff teams. Buffalo is going to be over under 15 points better next year. They'll have McDavid or Eichel. They got Evander Kane coming in. They're going to be, one of the better teams, and it's not unreasonable to assume. When I say one of the better teams, one of the more improved teams, I should say. It's not unreasonable to assume the other young players in that roster, whether it's Grigorenko or Reiner, Gergensons, take steps forward and improve, in the 2015-2016 season. Obviously, Ristolainen and Zadorov, can make some strides and get better. They're going to be, improved. They won't be in the playoffs, but, they'll be a tougher out than they have been. Philly doesn't stay down long. Florida just re-signed Yager. Their young players will get better, and they're going to add either Patrick Sharp or Brian Pickle. Take that to the bank, and that's just the way things work. And then Columbus, they ended the season undefeated in regulation in 10 games, and I think in the last 10 games, 9-1. They were just absolutely amazing down the stretch. They weren't tanking for McDavid, and they just they refused to quit. And they'll be back next season. They get some good young players. They'll make some moves this offseason and get better. So tough for the Bruins. The East is going to be loaded next year, and unfortunately, it's tough to pencil them into a playoff spot for the 2015-16 season unless they do something drastic. Unless Pittsburgh chooses to entirely blow it up. But again, even if the Bruins are where they are now, 96 to 100 points. Florida is going to be better. Florida had a 25-point improvement next year, and again, they're going to be better next season. Philly and Columbus will be in the mix, and Buffalo won't be an easy source of points next season. So, definitely a tough deal, but we'll see what happens. It's not a great day to be a Bruins fan today. I'm not overly optimistic, so is what it is. But this nucleus had a great run. Won the 2011 Cup, went to final in 2013, and this is the first time I've ever really hit the panic button. Even going back when 2009 when they lost to Carolina, they had a lot of roster turn that was going to come that off season, and with losing Kessel and being able to re-sign Krejci was a good thing. Then the next year, even when they lost to Philly, I knew that they'd be back. I knew that they'd make the necessary adjustments and add a first-line winger and a fourth-line center, which they did with Horton and Campbell. So, 2012 lost up to Washington. 2013 lost heartbreaker in the final. Made some great moves that off-season. Added Iginla, moved Sagan, which in retrospect wasn't a great move. Get rid of Sagan, and then last year losing Iginla, and then losing Johnny Boychuk, and some of the guys like. This is going to be a tough summer, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's our episode of the Power Play with CJ on the Boston Bruins. Really not a lot of reasons to be optimistic. Stay tuned for more episodes of the season and beyond. Later, guys.